Hello to you all. Welcome to yet another Bible exploration video brought to you by Talent Bruce Mystery. A ruta continua, the struggle continues. The extraordinary untold. The topic of today is, what is sin? The topic of sin is an important one to talk about. As Christians, it is crucial not to get bogged down by a list of do's and don'ts. In God's eyes, sin isn't a checklist of personal opinions and preferences that are open for debate. So, for that reason, we have to talk about what sin is and where it comes from. To understand sin, we must first remember the purpose of humanity. God created humans as his partners, acting as priests within creation. Our task is to orient everything in creation towards God. Everything was made to reflect some aspect of God's glory, but humans were chosen to lead this effort. God invited us to participate in his divine life and to become one with him. In our initial session, we talked about the concept that God embodies love. According to 1 John chapter 4 verse 8, it states God is love, indicating that love defines his essence. Additionally, God is pure goodness without any flaws or shortcomings. Love, therefore, can be understood as actively describing the well-being of others. God always works to better his creation. He calls us to participate in his love, encouraging us to extend it to others and to integrate everything in his divine existence. According to 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 4, sin isn't a thing, it's the absence of something. Similar to darkness being absence of light. Light exists independently, while darkness exists only where light is absent. Likewise, God is love. In other words, the action of willing the good of others is a virtue that exists on its own. Sin appears when this action is absent. When love fades, sin emerges. Love diminishes when humans fail in their tasks to participate in God's divine life. Failing to orient creation towards God means not actively willing the good of God, leading to distorted or misplaced love. In Genesis chapter 3, Eve, being selfish and focusing only on herself, distorted her love for God and creation. Her love became selfish, failing to honor God and creation, thus failing as God's messenger. Adam failed in the same way, where a virtue builds goodness and focuses away from oneself. A vice flows from distorted love, which only focuses on the self. Misplaced love is a love where honor and adoration, which is due to the triune God, is given to other things instead of God. When we don't focus on God in our lives, we build up debt to him because we don't give him the respect and the worship and the praise he deserves. Sin is this debt. It happens when we miss our purpose as humans. It means not giving God what he should get and not fulfilling our role as his representatives. This failure brings the consequence we see in Adam and Eve's story. The world gets out of sync with God and death becomes a part of life. Imagine a bow and an arrow. If you miss the target, you fail to achieve your goal and accumulate debt. Similarly, sin is failing in our duty to God, which leads to consequences like death. As God's representatives, we are not just supposed to honor him, we are also tasked with bringing his life into creation. Failing short of this responsibility means we sin against both God and creation. God created everything with the purpose of honoring him and uniting with him. All creation was meant to be in a right relationship with God and each other. This relationship sustains and allows life to flourish, drawing everything closer to God. Human dishonors God, creating death and sin. In the beginning, everything was good because it was in harmony with God. But humans made mistakes and misused creation, which caused death and evil to enter the world. Trust between humans and God was replaced with mistrust, and this affected all of creation. This shift led to negative feelings like hatred and jealousy as seen when Cain killed Abel. When genuine love is absent, goodness can turn into evil, and this brings about destruction and death. Because humans have been made, because humans have made many mistakes, we owe God a lot. But God's love never gives up. He came to earth as Jesus Christ to pay our debt. On the cross, Jesus took all our wrongs on himself, bringing us back to God. His sacrifice lets us have a close relationship with God again and helps to take care of the world. Our job is to make sure everything we do honors and respects God, like it was meant to be. Seeing sin as more than just a list of rules helps us to think deeply about ourselves instead of just focusing on what we should do or shouldn't do. We should ask, are my thoughts, my words, and actions bringing myself and the world closer to God? For instance, is my sexual relationship aligned with God's purpose? Am I orientating creation towards God by not littering? Am I willing the good of my neighbor by not stealing? If the answer is no, it's sin. Conversely, actions like feeding the hungry, protecting property, picking up litter, and honoring relationships align with God and are virtuous. In essence, sin is the absence of virtue, failing to fulfill our role as priests of God. It is not about following a checklist, but living in a way that consistently wills the good of others, aligning all actions with God's love and purpose. It has been Talent Bruce. A luta continua, the struggle continues, the extraordinary untold. See you until next exploration.